Yeah, well, that's it happens, yeah.
I decided to pick him and decided to fight him, so that was up to me. That was my option. So whether, again, now I choose to give him a rematch, that's on me as well. I know the fans will call for it. I know a lot of people will want to see it. And there's things in that fight I'd like to write as well.
Dubois. They are running it back. Fabio Wardley has activated the rematch clause.
Fabio Wardley has activated his rematch clause to fight Daniel Dubois for the WBO World Heavyweight Championship. Big news, it's just dropped, and yeah, of course he has. Of course he has. He's got a direct shot at the title that he's just lost in a fight that, you know, he had his opponent over a couple of times. Of course he's going to do it. It points to what a warrior
Yeah, they're my targets now. You know, I want to get my.
Yeah, look, I'm not one to cry over what's done and what's dusted and ticked off. It's not going to change anything. If I start whinging about it, if I start moaning at the refs, they're not going to change their scorecard. So it is what it is. Ultimately, I always put the blame on myself. I should have done more in the fight to make it more. I was always pressing the fight, pressing the action. The more damaging shots always came from me. So I feel like I just did enough in that fight to get the.
Am I shocked that he's activated the rematch clause? Absolutely not. Fabio Wardley has talked about not wanting longevity within the sport, getting in there, having the big names, having the big fights, unifications, and then getting out. You know, he's a 31.
Doesn't he need a break?
No,
Doesn't he need a physical break? 4 of his last 5 fights have been wars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't he just need to sit on the couch, put your feet up, let the kids run around, the missus brings you breakfast, and do nothing?
Let me flip it. Do you think that Fabio Wardley, with his style, could be involved in a fight that doesn't turn out to be a tough one? I think he makes an easy fight a tough one, because that's sort of like what.
I'm here, let me just chill, let me just relax a little bit. And he didn't do that. He was like, bring me Daniel Dubois. He's the most dangerous, hard-hitting guy out there who's available. Let me fight him. Let me go get my respect. And he did that, and I love that. So if he's got the opportunity to now get the rematch with Daniel Dubois, he's going to take it, because he does things the.
Fabio Wardley has triggered a rematch clause for an immediate rematch with the WBO heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois. Wardley survived 2 early knockdowns, or Dubois survived 2 early knockdowns to dethrone fellow Brit Wardley with an 11-round stoppage in Manchester on Saturday. Both fighters assigned to Queensberry and promoted by Frank Warren. He confirmed that after the bout there was a rematch clause. The boxing world, this is from.
Do you have any interest in seeing that running back?
I want to see it. Run it back. Why not? End of the year, they're going to obviously wait for Wardley's nose to heal up. But yeah, run it back. See what.
Well, there is a rematch clause, so we'll see what happens.
If they decide to pass it for now,
We'll see what pans out in the next few months with all these various heavyweight fights that are happening. And that.
Wardley just triggered the rematch clause. And Daniel Dubois, he's laughing. This isn't just confidence, this is a fighter who knows he broke his opponent mentally. Dubois is warning him it'll end the same way or worse next time.
Anthony Joshua had a rematch clause when he fought Daniel. That's up to them. If they want to exercise it, like I said, it's too premature. Let's go and digest this win. Let Daniel go and have some rest. Remember, that's him coming off the back of a loss, a stoppage.
But here's where it gets wild. Wardley thinks he won that fight. He's claiming the judges got it wrong, saying he was pressing the action and doing more damage. The delusion is real. This man got stopped and still believes he deserved the victory.
Hell of a fight. I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch.
Look, I get it. Wardley always takes the hardest fights. He could have sat back and waited for easier money, but he chose Dubois when nobody else would. That mentality is exactly why he's triggering this clause. He never backs down from dangerous challenges.
Fabio was not ready for boxing. You don't jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was too busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do.
The rematch clause was already locked in under Queensberry Promotions. Both camps knew this was coming. After those brutal knockdowns and that warlike ending, running it back was almost inevitable. The boxing world is just waiting for confirmation now.
I mean, this got to a point where Fabio is stumbling around. He's not even aware of his surroundings, it doesn't look like. The doctors are checking on him round after round. And, you know, I said Daniel had big stones to get off the canvas. Fabio Wardley's got a chin of iron because he ate some absolute nukes. Shots that put Anthony Joshua on the floor from Daniel Dubois and probably would have put a lesser man in the hospital that night. I mean, I'm sure Fabio's in the hospital now, but stretch.
Here's the thing, though. The experts who watched that fight, they're terrified for Wardley. Barry McGuigan straight up said he's taken too much punishment already. When experienced voices start talking about safety, that's a red flag you can't ignore.
There's a slight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he? Joseph Park.
And get this, technical breakdowns are exposing Wardley's biggest flaw. Once he got dropped, everything became one-dimensional. No jab, no defense, just hunting for that right hand. Against elite opposition like Dubois, that's a death sentence waiting to happen.
Rematch, but I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never.
Derek Chisora went full savage on Wardley's performance. No structure, no discipline, just wild power shots without fundamentals. That approach might work against lesser fighters, but Dubois isn't lesser competition. He's proven he can survive chaos and still finish you.
Fabio Wardley neglected all of his little bit of boxing skill, what he's learned over the white collar and through the fights that he's been involved in. I mean, he's had a fantastic career, and I don't think this is the end of Fabio Wardley at all, but he showed that he's a bit naive and a bit green. Like I said, his attacks were very crude. I don't know what Ben Davison should have been telling him. Stop throwing that overhand right from out of range. He's looking for the knockout punch. He's not even got his feet.
But wait, it gets worse. Wade Plemons described Wardley as completely lost, stumbling, and disoriented. When you're taking shots that previously dropped Anthony Joshua, we're talking serious damage levels. This wasn't toughness anymore, this was pure survival mode.
That's the first half of the fight, he kept his shape. You know, the jabs were working, dominating head to body, kept slinging that big right hand over the top. Now and again, he's whip it up the middle. He had good feet for a big guy, good feet. And I thought, you look the part. But then there was no plan B that he could rely on if that didn't work. And you saw from round 6, he lost his shape. The shape had gone because there was no plan B. You know, when he'd get hit, it was like he'd completely turned. And trust me, this boy's got no coward in him.
Here's what nobody's talking about. Frank Warren sounds cautious about guaranteeing anything. He's keeping the door open but waiting for the heavyweight landscape to settle. That uncertainty means timing could change everything for both fighters.
I said it, don't think it's going to be the most amazing few rounds. It was much better than that. It was just a phenomenal fight, phenomenal to watch, to witness and see these two guys, what they did, bearing their soul and Daniel getting off the floor and canvas and coming back over. It swung both ways to fight, and it was just
Don Charles is preaching patience, reminding everyone that heavyweight rematches aren't rushed decisions. Dubois needs recovery time after that brutal war. But when they do run it back, both men will return stronger and more dangerous than before.
Never question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Johnny Nelson exposed the truth. Wardley started well, controlling early rounds with his jab and movement. But he had zero plan B once pressure increased and things stopped working. His structure completely disappeared. At elite level, no adjustments means the fight slips away fast.
We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be.
Dubois himself admits he had to go to a darker mental place to survive. That's what separates fighters at the top level. When you're forced into chaos and still find a way to win, it builds something brutal inside you.
I called it, I said you're going to come out faster, yeah, but Daniel recovered well. He's learned, you can learn from his knockdowns before, he learned a lot, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he done well better.
So there you have it. Wardley triggered the claws, Dubois is ready to destroy him again, and experts are genuinely worried about the damage levels involved. This isn't just about one rematch, This is about a fighter who might be reaching his ceiling against elite opposition. Here's my question for you. Should Wardley risk his health for redemption or walk away while he still can? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes. And subscribe because this heavyweight drama is just getting started.
Tell you what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag.
Poor old demons when he got dropped. But I think he started to think old demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab.